question of what do we do about it? And this is, I mean, this is my attempt or one of my attempts here. I've written a couple books that I'm trying to push in this direction. And one of those cores is hopefully reframing our mindsets of who we are. We are strong, resilient people. We have the ability to understand across difficulty. We have the ability to bear with and through injustice in the pursuit of a better union, whatever you would say, justice in the long run, not being overcome by the momentarily smaller injustices, you might say, and getting in fights about that, and then ultimately falling to worse injustice like war. Whereas if you bear things, potentially you can avoid the larger, excuse me, the larger injustices. So my hope is through this work to be pushing in that direction. We talked about The Art of War, which had a lot of fruitful discussion on that. We also mentioned some stuff from Aristotle's Politics that was super interesting and touched on these things. And it's helpful to know that people have been dealing with this for thousands of years and saying very similar stuff. And then the last thing I'll say is the single most beneficial spiritual practice I've found, and it applies in everything in life and all the way down to politics, is praying for your enemies. Mm-hmm. And what I mean by that specifically is not just saying the words, but sometimes just say the words, and that's fine. Maybe that's all you have time for. But when you do have time, looking into your heart and saying, this person, whoever it is that bothers me, maybe they're not, I don't want to call them my enemy, but they're the annoying person on social media, whatever it is. Can you find a place within yourself where you actually want the good for that other person? The good for that other person might be that they figure out that you're right and they're wrong and they come around to your side. The good for that person might be that you figure out that you're wrong and come to their side. Whatever the good and the truth is, can you actually believe that that is universal and that it's there, and you would be open and willing for goodness to enter that person's life? And if you could find that space in yourself, I mean, I'll just say you find God. Like that is my recommendation, is pray for your enemies.
And there's strength in that, right? Like someone who may not be religious, right? Where I was raised in a religious uh, household, but I have this thing with prayer, right? And the word prayer is always attached to most religions, right? But prayer is really meditation. It's intention. It's maybe not out loud, maybe just in your head.
Journaling.
Yeah,
Yeah.
journaling, but really wishing well on someone. And I think of strength in that way. And to me, it's almost taking the oh, I'm forgetting the phrase, like the higher, not the higher, but
The higher road.
yeah, the higher road. There we go. Yeah, just taking the higher road. It's like, wow, like actually, I don't agree with you, but I still wish you well, or even like I think some people maybe can relate when it's like a really bad breakup. You might be going through it, but typically, hopefully, you come to a point in time where it's like you actually just want well for that person, even though maybe it didn't end well or whatever it may be. So I think, there's certain words again where people might hear prayer. It's like, well, I'm not religious, so I wouldn't do that. But it's like, no, no, what you really mean is intending well and taking a step back. And to me, that's strength and really, yeah, courage again.